Okay, so this is kind of funny because I just signed on and it is later than I'm usually. Oh, I took my rings off while I was doing the dishes with my hands, with my bare hands. So here's a funny thing, couple things. I just signed on to TikTok, and I don't know if any of you follow Pammy at Talk of the Townie. But I just was on their page. It came up first, and they were talking about national coming out of the closet. Well, I am not here to come out of the closet. I'm but I'm sitting in my closet. I thought it would be kind of funny. I can't get it. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, there we go. To do my TikTok live here. So good evening, people. Good evening. I am here for the next hour or so to help you with your clutter. I am here for your clutter. If we haven't met before, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. I don't often show up doing TikTok lives in what I call the evening. Now, I am on the East Coast of the United States, so usually I do TikToks in the morning. And but I did this last week, and many people said, "Hey, I'm so glad to catch you. This is such a good time." So I decided to do that. The reason I'm sitting here, hey, Robin, nice to see you from New Jersey. Okay, so you're on this side of the world like I am too. The reason I'm sitting here between my clothing and my shoes is because, again, per the request of my followers, the people on my Destination Decluttered email mailing list, the Destination Declutter followers here on TikTok, you all said, hey, A, can you do some TikTok lives in the evening? Here I am doing this. I listen to you. And then B, could you do some like themed, some category TikToks where you just talk specifically about decluttering a certain area of your home? And I love it. Somebody saying, oh no, you're about to motivate me into cleaning. Just Ducky is popping in for a bit before my daughter arrives for dinner. Love that. Just Ducky, nice to see you. And Ms. Krentis, nice to see you. Kathy, nice to see you. Miss Kitty, Vicky, Teresa, Judy, thank you for the hearts and the loves, and Robin and air plants for you. I love this. So this is kind of funny because the other thing I need to mention right off the bat is you may notice that I don't have my typical black glasses on. Now, I'm cracking up because I was like, where are my little like magnetic frames for them? And what I realized was I had done a TikTok earlier today about how delighted I was to find a place to store my magnetic glasses. So I know exactly where they are. They're on my refrigerator out in the kitchen. But I promised that I would do a TikTok live about shoes and, you know, basically kind of closet clutter today. So that's why I'm right here. And you know me, I'm pretty casual, so it doesn't matter. You know who I am, whether I have the big old glasses or not, right? So anyhow, yes, Pear Eyewear, you're right, it is. I did a TikTok live, or excuse me, a TikTok, just a quick TikTok about today, how I realized that I could stick them on my refrigerator, and it cracked me up, so I did a video. So that's where they are. Alrighty, so Molly Jones is saying, completed sister's master closet on Sunday. She felt so great about it and donated 7 bags. Now, I want to emphasize, everybody, this is why we are doing this. This is why we are decluttering. This is why I'm helping you to declutter. It is not just to make your home look good. I am a certified life coach. I love a clean house. I love a clean house. That's debatable. I like an organized house. I like to be able to find things easily. I like to make it look good, but mainly I want it to feel good. I want you to feel good in your home and in your life. And if you're not feeling good because of clutter, here I am for the next hour. And yes, great job. Great job for Molly Jones. Why am I thinking? Am I singing Obla Di Obla Da, or is that just my Gen X brain coming up with songs? All right, I may have to move in a bit to get myself a little pillow. But anyhow, I am here. Okay, you organize your shoes the same way. This works for me. I don't have a lot of shoes, but I hang them there. They're out of the way. I can easily find them. I also have a thing in the bedroom where my shoes are that kind of pulls out. It was like a little, like a thing from IKEA. But I am here. Oh, I'm sure. Okay. Yep. I at least I'm on the same track, Molly Jones, right? And if anybody too, what I want to say right away is you may notice that when I'm doing my TikTok lives, I will often repeat the question that whoever, says it. Megan is saying, the great thing about organizing your shoes thusly is it prevents the pile of shoes on the bottom of my closet. Now, you all who are watching this live on TikTok right now as we speak can see the comments that are going by you, and they're going like kind of right in front of my face so I can read them. I actually have them on like the bigger font because, glasses and whatnot. But the reason I repeat the questions so that, and it may seem repetitious to you, is because I also upload these TikTok lives. Like, they get recorded by TikTok, and then I upload them to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. That's so in case you're just tuning into me and you're like, oh man, I'd love to hang around, but I've got something else to do. No worries, I have you covered. I am showing up late in the evening, as far as I'm concerned, or in the evening because of you. I am doing a topical TikTok live about clutter, and specifically kind of closet clutter, because of you. And also I realize that you may have other things going on. You may know about me and be on my mailing list, so you knew I was showing up, or you just happen to pop by. I also have you covered there. All of my TikTok lives are recorded and uploaded to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. And the main reason I tell you that is because so many folks, again, have given me the feedback. They love to listen to them almost like a podcast, or just like, what do you call that? Body doubling, an ADHD, when you need help focusing and you need some motivation. Listen to it like a podcast. You can tell, or not, you may not know, but like the background doesn't change. It really doesn't matter what I'm doing on the screen. I'm usually pointing at stuff, but it really matters the message I send, and if you, and how you receive it. And here's my message: is you can do it. You know how to do so many things. Don't let stuff like too many clothes or clutter get in the way, literally and metaphorically, get in the way of a life you want to live. Okay? Jennifer is saying, I listen while I work. I always. Christina Long is saying, watched you on YouTube last night and cleaned my dining room. I love it. Very cool. Hey, Jennifer, nice to see you. So I just want to let you know, I am here for you. So since I'm sitting here on the floor for the next almost hour or so, near my shoes and near my clothes, share with me some of the things about your clothing, your closets, your, shoes that are preventing you from having a decluttered life and home, or even just a decluttered closet. What is jamming you up? What is the roadblock? And often I talk about things in the driving and road tripping metaphor, because boy, do I know how to plan a kick-ass road trip. I've done it for years. I used to write books about it. You've seen my other videos where I'm pointing at stuff. Anyhow, yes. So let me help you with the closet. Couple of things. The one thing that I love to share with you too, notice I want to share some stuff, is I'm always sharing. I like to share. The way that you declutter one room, one area of your home, is the way, at least the way I teach it, the way you declutter one space in your home is the way you declutter every space in your home. So as soon as you learn how to do it one way, you can copy and paste that into different areas of your home. The way that you declutter your closet is going to be the same way you declutter your kitchen cabinets. Am I doing a kitchen cabinet? Here, this is me looking for all the stuff that I put. This is so funny. Can I just share with you? There we go. So I thought this was pretty clever of me. I have my phone on a stand, and I realized I needed to have it here, or else you'd be looking at my big, my chin all night. And so I have it on a rolling suitcase that I keep books in, and then I realized I can angle it around on. It's kind of clever. I'm cracking myself up today. Okay, now we have things coming in. All right, here's the good stuff. All right, so let me start from the top and the bottom. Okay, Megan 6 is saying, I don't have a washer and dryer in my unit, so I have to send out for laundry, and it just piles up. Okay, Megan, I want to offer, and to you, everybody, anybody who has clean laundry that piles up, I'm going to bet you dollars to donuts, I think somebody said once, and I thought it was funny. I'm going to bet you dollars to donuts that it doesn't have to do with the fact that you don't have the washer and dryer and that you have to send out for laundry. It's because you don't have space to put your clean laundry away when you get it. That the space that you would put your clean laundry in is taken up by other clothes. Now, here's the wonderful thing about this concept is I want you to, everybody, think about the clothes that you wear that are in your own laundry cycle. Notice how they even call it a cycle of laundry. You've got clothes that you wear in your body. Notice this. You have clothes that you put on, you automatically grab for and you put on. You wear it, it gets dirty, you put it in the hamper. Then the hamper goes to the washer goes to the dryer goes to fold, and then you need to put it away again or it gets hung up. Notice that there's a cycle and you tend to wear maybe 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. I mean, case in point, you see me, I've got my closet right here with all sorts of fun clothes in it, but 99.9% of the time I am wearing a black t-shirt, some semblance of I've got khakis on it, not khakis, a little like army pants on at the moment. I usually wear yoga pants, but I'm often wearing the same thing over and over again. Notice that about yourself, and notice, and I'm saying this to Megan because you were talking about it, the laundry just piles up, maybe because you don't have enough room to put it away, and that's probably because the space is being taken up by clothes you don't wear. So get curious, everybody get curious about the clothing that you don't wear and ask yourself why you're not wearing it. And then listen, give yourself an opportunity, listen for the answer. And I will say this, I don't know is not an acceptable answer. It isn't. If you did know why you weren't wearing your clothes, what would it be? And then when you know that, then we can solve for that. Now, Kimberly is saying, my bar is falling down because I have so many clothes. Okay, Kimberly, same type of thing. Out of all those clothes, because you have so many, how many do you wear? Now, here's the funny thing. Like, I have a lot of stuff hanging up right here that I know right now I'm probably not going to wear for another 6-7 months, because where I live, there are seasons. And sadly, it's getting darker earlier and it's getting cold, and I don't like the cold. And a lot of these clothes hanging here are like summertime clothes. I know I'm not going to wear them because it's not the right season. To me, that's an okay answer. Like, it's not like I don't fit into it, whatever. If the weather was right, I could fit into those. They are comfortable. There's something I enjoy wearing. So I listen to my answer and I say, does that land with me? And I say, yes. Yours, just get curious about your answer, Okay. So notice that. 15 new messages. The thing I want to also amplify that before I go on to the next question. And this is just going to be organic. It's not going to be totally like, one question after the other. Is you deserve to be comfortable in your life. When you wear clothing, you should feel comfortable in your body in them. They should not be too light, kind of like Goldilocks, not too tight, not too loose, just right. You should feel like you look good in them too, so you feel good about walking out into the world. Again, I'm not doing this to have things look good. I'm here so you can feel good, so you can feel better in yourself, because when you feel better, you're better. You will just be so much better for yourself in the world. Okay, so Kimberly Schmidt, 215. Get curious about the clothing that you aren't wearing and ask yourself why you're not wearing it. And if your answer is because it's uncomfortable, question yourself, do I really want to make it, can I make it comfortable? If the answer is no, maybe you can consider giving it, donating it someplace. The following is going to be true with all of the decluttering the way I teach it. And I say this to you because it's so easy. What is this thing? Do I want it? If I want it, where does it go? If I don't want it, where does it go? Lather, rinse, repeat. I know each one of those steps, some of those steps are a heck of a lot more difficult than others, or not difficult, but just they require more thought. But when you go through that process yourself, you will suddenly become that you have a wardrobe with everything that you like, you feel good in, you look good in, and it doesn't take up too much room. Mary is saying, I have been helping my mom and my friends organize, and I get overwhelmed sometimes. I love organizing. Okay. Overwhelm, everybody. It hits everybody. Every single TikTok live I do, and I am trying to do one in an evening like I am today. So if you like this and you want to be notified when I do others, follow my page here, Destination Declutter on TikTok. Also, if you want to hop on my mailing list, destinationdeclutter.com/join. You get notified before anybody else when I go live. I send you a schedule. I also let you know when coaching opportunities are available, because I'm a one-on-one decluttering coach. I work with people over Zoom for a 10-week package. If you're interested in that, the website's the what do you call it? Email list on the website's the way to go. But overwhelm. I'm overwhelmed that I don't know how to start are the number ones and twos, vying for first place on the thing that people get jammed up with the most. So here, let me help you with that. Think of this. I like to explain things in a way that I'm going to remember them. So I like to think of things like the opposites, like opposite words. Pardon me, I just burped. The other thing I want to think of, so when you think of overwhelm, think of the word over. I'm in over my head. It's over my head. Overwhelm is basically up here. And it goes up. Like, I'm just overwhelmed. I can't even. It's too much. And how you deal with overwhelm. Think of the word over. In this way I coach, over, instead of over, as soon as you start to feel overwhelmed, you start to think of the word down. Now, what do I mean by that? You think, instead of being overwhelmed, I know how to deal with this. I'm going to think of down, and I'm going to think of the following. I'm going to breathe down. I'm going to 3 deep breaths can change your world. I'm going to breathe down. This will calm down my nervous system. This will also allow me to slow down. And when I calm down and I breathe down and I slow down, I can realize that I'm just looking at this picture usually too big, too much. And what I can do then is I can chunk it down. Instead of looking at all the clothes, I'm going to look at just my pants. All the clothes, I'm going to just look at my summer clothes. However you want to chunk it down. You can chunk it down by category. You can chunk down your decluttering by the amount of time you spend. When you want to chunk it down, it really helps. I would not tell you to do this unless I knew for a stone cold solid fact that it would help you. Write it down. Get your thoughts out of your head. The spaghetti all around. Dump those thoughts out onto paper. Write them down. That will decrease your overwhelm like nobody's business. Okay? Notice that. Okay. Kat is saying, I lack a particular style. No, you have a particular style. I'm very eclectic in life and including my wardrobe. So you do have a style. It means I have a lot. That's cool. Love what you have. That's what I want you to do is be able to say, I love what I have. The clutter isn't the good stuff. No matter how much the quantity is that you have, it has to feel right to you. Pardon me. Speaking of not feeling right, my hip is bugging me here. That's why I keep on shuffling around. But it has to feel right to you. So if you have, just if you really do honestly currently can fit into clothes and, like Molly Jones is saying, keeping clothes thinking I will wear them again after I lose the weight. I finally donated and got real. Yeah. And here's what I want to offer to that. Notice that we will play with, I love playing with like time and space, like time travel. Back in the past, way back then, I fit into those clothes. Then my body changed. And then today, those clothes do not fit me anymore. Do I want to do something today to change the size of my body in the future so those clothes from the past might fit me in the future? Now, only you can answer that. I am not going to discourage you that if you really want to give it a try and really change the size of your body, please do the things you want to do. If you want to do the things, do that. But what you can do in the meantime is if anybody has clothing currently hanging in their active closet that does not fit them, it will really help you to declutter by even just taking those clothes out of the closet, organize them by size, put them in another area of storage, put them in a less active place. If you have a place to hang them someplace else that's not as convenient, if you can fold them or not as, is more out of the way. I'm looking over right now at 2 plastic totes that I have because I'm trying to get my summer and warm weather clothes out of the bureau drawers so I can have more room for my long sleeves. Put them away until you fit into them. Put some painter's tape on top of the tote so it says, Beth's clothes, size X, change size of body by, and give yourself like 6 months or a year, however long it might take. Give yourself the opportunity to possibly fit into those clothes, but notice that if you're not fitting into them, that is also okay. You should be cool, do the best you can to be cool with and love yourself the way you are. I know it's not easy, but that is so much more a worthy goal than beating yourself up. Okay? Okay. Jennifer says, oops, a whole bunch of questions just went by. I apologize. I'm kind of catch up. All right. Jennifer says, recently moved and downsized considerably. I still feel like I have too much clothing and shoes. Notice that. Notice the words we use. They are powerful. I feel like I have too much clothes, too many shoes. Notice that and honor your feeling. If you feel like you have too many, then you have too many because you feel that way. And that's okay. Oftentimes, here's what happens when people move. You give it a good shot. You think when you're in your old home, this is what I'm going to need for my new home. But you don't get that 100%. Nobody ever does. So nothing has gone wrong here. What happens when you move is you also see how much closet space you have, how much bureau space you have, the clothes you actually do wear. Anybody, and it doesn't just happen with clothing, it happens with everything you move with. You will move into your house probably with too much stuff, and it is very common, almost expected, to have to declutter once you move in. Okay? So notice that, and it's okay. Here's an interesting thing. This is one of the things. You guys are getting a sneak preview because I take morning walks, and I am telling you, I get so many great ideas on those walks for my TikToks. And also with my one-on-one clients. This actually came up this morning on my walk, and then I was meeting with a client this morning over Zoom, and I mentioned this to her, and she's like, oh my God, you're right. So I want to share it with you guys because I'm probably going to do just a quick TikTok video about it. I want to hit you with this one. Let me share this nugget of wisdom. The right amount of clothing for you, the right amount is not a number. The right amount is a feeling. It is not a number. I could say to you, you could have 7 pairs of pants or 27. It has to feel right to you. And here's another thing that I want to kind of share with you because I think it's such a cool concept. Now this comes more from the life coaching part of my training versus, the how to, organize your shoes and everything. But I would love for you to just think about this. And I want to share this idea with you is there is a reason why we declutter in waves, that we do a certain surface, we do a certain culling, as it were. We comb through our items and we do certain things first. Those ones are easy. And then we become at a certain level. Let's say we have 100 items. And the first time we do decluttering, we declutter 10 of them. You have made progress. You've got 90 items. That level of clutter feels good to you for a while. But then after you're used to that level, your nervous system gets used to it and says, oh, it's okay here. I can deal with this. This is not that bad. So I can go through and do another pass and maybe another 10 items. And then you get down to 80 items. And you say, okay, this feels okay, but you know what? I bet there's a few more things. And you keep on doing that. And every time you do another pass through your items, doing it in waves, in different layers, allows your neurological body, your nervous system to regulate down to that level. You will get to a level where you're like, no, I'm good. Anything less than this is going to feel lack, and anything more still feels too much. But you're going for your own personal kind of just right feeling. Almost like, what's her name? Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Okay? So just notice that. Okay, what do we have here? Interesting. I have too many categories of shoes, dress, work, play, etc. Again, Lisa, everybody. Notice this too. Notice I said we were playing with kind of time and space. There's the past. Here we are in the future. There's the past back there. Here we are in the present, and the future is ahead. I know all of us have probably wardrobes that are from different eras of our life. And here's the crazy thing. I think a lot of us, I think it's proven that we are all dressing much more differently than we dressed prior to the COVID lockdown. Notice that. I know I am not wearing any. I did TikToks about the jeans I had, and I was going to wear them. I gave them all to a donation. I did some donating yesterday when I got my hair cut. Went and donated them to a thrift store. I don't wear them anymore. So just get curious about the categories of shoes and how many you wear. Here's a thing too. Try them on. See if they're still comfortable. If they are, what are your favorites? You can cull things down by what are your favorites and the ones that kind of don't do it for you. Okay. Kelly is asking, what tips or self-questions do you use to narrow down where to even begin organizing or decluttering? I say this. How about this, Kelly, right now? Everybody, wherever you're sitting, and this is funny because I'm in a corner here because I'm in my closet, but put your hands out. I feel like I'm at Pilates. Put your hands out like this and create like a semicircle. I can't because I got a bookcase and a door, but you get the idea. Whatever's in reach of your hands, you can say to yourself, what is this thing? Do I want it? If I want it, where's a better place for it than right now? Start anywhere, really. I say start in the rooms that you use the most often because that's where you spend most of your time. So that's the places you should enjoy. I'm always cracking up at the fact that oftentimes with clients, they will be like, well, I need to start in my basement. I need to start in my attic, even though my bedroom and my kitchen are a hot mess, and that's where I spent like 90% of my time. Start in the places that are going to make the most difference to you, because then when you clean out those spaces, the good feelings of those spaces will encourage you to go to other places. Okay? And when you're asking how to decide whether you want something, I'm going to hit you with this one too. Again, I speak in a lot of language that's very car oriented because I like that because it takes the drama out of it. We all know what it's like to drive in a car. We all know what it's like to be stuck in the mud on the side of the road and feel like your wheels are spinning. You also know how good it feels when you're free and easy and light and you're just flying down the highway towards a place you're excited to get to. All of these metaphors that we use. So I wanted to share this one with you. Think about your body from your neck down and your crotch up, your trunk being like an internal traffic signal. Green light is near your heart. Green light is the stuff you love. You don't even think twice. You're like, love it, want to keep it. I wear these, gonna keep them. These, not so much, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't even like those. But green light is in your heart. Those are the things you love that work well that you don't want to get rid of. You want to have more of those in your life, and I don't mean by buying more. The other end of the green, the opposite of the green, is the red. You can't see it from here, but it's down where your underpants line is. It's the stuff that your body does this all the time. Your body says, no, I don't want it, and it gets rid of it, if you know what I mean. I'm trying not to be scatological. But your body does this every day. It uses what it needs, and it gets rid of what it doesn't. So I bet you have some things in your house that in a hot minute, you look at it, you're like, yeah, I can get rid of that. It doesn't take a lot of energy. It doesn't take a lot of thought. So green is love. Red is meh or yuck or whatever. The part that jams all of us up is the yellow light. The yellow is kind of between those two, much like on a traffic signal. And what happens with the yellow is just what happens when you're in your car. You don't know if you should slow down and stop or speed up and go forward. So it's that tension of what do I do here? What do I do here? And that tension is usually caused by, this is my theory, as a decluttering life coach, the tension there that makes it so difficult to make decisions is your gut is telling you one thing. It's either a green or it's a red, but your brain is getting involved. You've got you've got thoughts that are causing you to second guess your gut. All right, so just think about that. Okay. Ooh, all sorts of messages. Okay. Lisa in Minnesota is saying, I think more of the money I spent on clothes. Notice that is a thought. I spent so much money on that clothes. Well, I don't feel good donating them, even though I know I would feel better if they weren't in my closet. Notice that. There we go. Mel wears the same things like I do. Good things. Laura says I need to stop hanging on to things. It's an interesting thought. Ask why you do. And Carol Lee saying that my exact brain, oops, just the whole bunch of them just went zooping up here. I might have to go backwards. Yes, ask yourself why you need it. Yeah, why you need it. Does it bring me joy or serve a purpose? Seriously, because it's not like you love your spatula. I'm always talking about the spatulas. It's so funny. You don't have to love your spatula, but man, is it useful when you want to flip pancakes, right? So just notice that. All right, here we go. I'm going to back up a little bit because I lost my place here. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Somebody once told me, I will share this with you. My thinking music while I'm doing this so I'm not quiet I realized is pretty much the 1970s version of the Price is Right theme. Do, 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 do. Do 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 do. Maybe it's the same one that they have on. I don't even know if the show's still on. I used to watch it like on like school vacations when I was staying at my grandmother's house. And guys, this is how I show up coaching. I actually don't, luckily I don't show up as a coach in my closet, but I could and it would be okay. But I am a Gen Xer with a pop culture streak like you wouldn't believe. And this is how I communicate with the world. All right, Kelly is saying, we don't have a hoarder house, but seems to mess it spread out. Never know where to start. Okay, how about a pile? Pick a mess pile. A pile. Figure it out. What is this stuff? Categorize things. When you categorize the stuff that's cluttering up your home, all you're doing is making it easier for yourself because you're batching decisions. You are saying, I'm going to make a decision about all these papers. All these papers can go. All these clothes can get donated. All these clothes need to be hung up. All these clothes need to go in the washer. All these shoes, because I said I was going to talk about shoes, need to be put away for the springtime. Like technically these shoes right here, I wear 2 shoes every day, a left and a right. And I don't have multiple pairs of shoes. So these are actually technically in storage until the springtime. Because the ones I wear are closer to where I get dressed and near the back door where I take them off. Okay. Jen is saying if I haven't worn it in 2 years, I cycle it out and donate the rest. Yeah, 2 years maybe like, yes, have I worn this or not? Notice this. Okay, what do we have here? The stuff I wear are sitting in a laundry basket. Yep. I am sure it is because, look, if you don't have a place to easily put it away, this is why when I say to people, when I do coaching and when I do TikTok lives, is start with your destination. Your destination, life and home should be something that looks good to you, feels good to you, and functions well for you. So the looking good, the feeling good, and the functionality. The functionality of this kind of totally goes into play because you're not able to easily put away your clothes because there's too many clothes you currently don't wear as often, taking up space. Okay? There we go. Just Ducky just said, I'll catch this on YouTube later. Very motivating. I'm so glad that you told me you were going to do that because yes, this will be all of my TikTok lives. When you go to Destination Decluttered on YouTube, you will see a playlist. Pretty much all I do on YouTube now, I've been playing with it. All I do is use that as a repository for the TikTok live recordings. So if you need to scoot, I totally get it. Also, if you are not scooting and you want to hang on, can you hear me in a way that you could also kind of, tidy up while I'm here? Use this time for you. Become an active participant in creating the life you want. Don't just sit there and let it wash over you and keep it up here. Turn that motivation into action. Even if it's, doing the dishes while I'm talking, Notice that. Southern is saying, we inherited a lot of things. We have so much stuff and need to let go of some. Yes. Well, yes, I know what that's like. You are not alone. Many of us of a certain generation are between those types of things. We are inheriting a lot of stuff. What I want to offer to you is, especially when you say we have so much stuff, that's overwhelm. That's not lack, and that's not just right. So find out what's just right for you for the things you inherited. Now, I will most likely do a complete, I could do this every day. I could probably just do a TikTok live all about sentimental items and things you've inherited. But I will offer this to everybody. I'm like, here, I'm going to smudge it, get a little closer. Do what feels right to you at the time that it feels right to you. If you feel like you need to hang on to this stuff, notice that. But notice the stuff that turns on the green light. Turn on your hat light. Right? That puts on the green light in your heart. The stuff that you inherited, does any of it give you that green light feeling? That, oh my God, I love that. I've always loved that. I can't wait to display it in my house. This makes me excited every time. It makes me smile every time I look at it. Those are the things that you inherit that you probably want to keep on display in your house, whatever, for the next generation. Notice the things that don't give you that feeling. It is okay that the things that you inherited don't all give you that feeling. You may have gotten stuck with some stuff for various reasons. And notice that and do something about it. And what I mean by do something about it is find a way to get that stuff out of your home in a way that feels good to you. Whether that's getting in touch with other family members to see if they want it, whether it's selling it, whether it's donating it, maybe it's giving it away. You do you, but remember, this is about you and your life feeling good, your life feeling better than it does now. And if you have stuff that you inherited that isn't making you feel good, the thing that's going to make you feel better is to find a way to deal with that stuff that feels right to you. And that's easy for me to say. It's also not as easy. Sentimental stuff is the hardest stuff. It takes the most thought and the most energy to come up with a solution that feels right to you, but it's worth going through that, because on the other side of that process is you having a home and life that looks and feels and functions like you want it to. Okay? Sherry is saying she's gotten fatter and can't fit into your clothes anymore. That's okay. Buy some clothes that feel good on your body. I have had to buy multiple larger sizes myself, and I've decided I'd much rather just go out and buy another pair of pants than to feel bad about myself 24/7 because I'm wearing pants that I used to wear but that was too small. Can you imagine if we all tried to fit into the clothing that we fit into when we were 10 years old? Wouldn't that be silly? Why do we beat ourselves up then if we try to fit into the clothing that we didn't fit into, like, 5, 10, 15 years ago? Now, I'm not suggesting everybody, you do you. You know what your body feels like. But if you want to feel better in your body, do things to change it. But also along the way, do things for your outside of your body to feel good too, and wear clothes that fit. Okay. Angela says, the way you said get curious is nice because it feels better than other words we use sometimes. I annoy hopefully not my paying client, no, hopefully not any of my clients, but my paying clients and everybody, just getting curious, because here's the cool thing is, remember I was talking earlier, maybe not about like the opposites. Overwhelm, you think down. There are different, notice how even right here, see where I'm pointing, there's a line right here and there's a line down the middle. When you feel aligned with what's going on, you feel good. On either side of this line, think of this as a dividing line and there's opposites on either side. I often say you've got an unhelpful thought that makes you feel not so great, and when you don't feel good with your thought and you don't feel good, you don't do the good stuff. There's the side that has unhelpfulness. On the other hand, literally on the other side of this line, there's all the good stuff. It's a more helpful thought that makes you feel better. When you feel better, you do better. I bring all this up because curiosity is over on this side. Curiosity opens you up to hear the answers in your head. When you're judgy and mean, that's the opposite. Judgment is the opposite. And I swear, I gotta find this. I saw a clip from a Ted Lasso episode when he was doing the darts. And he said something about, and I meant to follow up on this. He said something about there was a Walt Whitman quote written on the side of his kid's school that said, "Be curious, not judgmental." It's the same thing. Curiosity opens you up. Judgmental shuts you down like a little. I always think of like an armadillo. It's like you want to hold. You want to, like, why did you do that? I don't know. But just get curious, you guys. Curiosity leads to some really good things. All right. Okay, EKBPM says, I was a minimalist before becoming a mom, and I am swimming in clutter, junk, and stuff within 2.5 years. Okay, so the fact that you call it clutter, junk, and stuff means that you've got a certain level of, like, not care, like that's your attitude about that, and go for it. What I will offer, though, is notice that, what changed between before and today is you became a mom. Boy, do those children come with a lot of, not baggage, but just accessories, right? I bet a lot of your stuff is kid accessories. I bet the amount of time you have to become minimalist is taken up by taking care of your kid. I bet a lot of your energy is going towards being a mom. You don't have the time and the bandwidth that you used to do. That's okay. Cut yourself some slack and notice the things. And here's the thing I want to mention too, the way I coach is I think it's really important for people who have children to get, I know if your kid's only 2.5 years old, it may seem a little bit difficult, but from a very early age, get your kids involved with the decluttering of their items, meaning saying, I don't want this anymore. That's a little kid toy. I want my big girl toys, and we're going to give them away. We're going to donate them. We're going to sell them, whatever. Get the kids used to that. And also, crap, there was an also and I just fell off the tree. Decluttering is a life skill. It's really good to do it no matter how old you are. And then just the not just the decluttering. So decluttering is often just the reducing of the volume of items in your home. But that's only one part of the process. The other part is changing your habits so you don't build up the volume again, but also it doesn't get cluttered all over the place. Get the kiddos involved with putting away their toys after they play with them. If you start at an early age, it just becomes the habit that they have. Okay? Hang in there. You can do it a little bit at a time. Okay? Whole bunch of stuff just popped up. I'm going to do my best here. What is it? Oh my gosh, it's already 8:40. So let me offer this quick kind of commercial announcement. It's 8:40. I will be on TikTok for another 20 minutes or so because then I'm going to go get my pajamas and read because it's late. Listen to me, I'm like an old person, but I get up early. But what I want to just do this, I will reintroduce myself. My name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. Destination decluttered. Just remember that. Think about your destination. A destination is someplace you're excited to get to, like when you're driving, when you're on a road trip or you're on a vacation, you're excited to get there, so you do things that you normally might not do because you're so excited to get there. You want to go on a vacation, I bet you save your money. You want to go on a road trip, you drive a wicked lot, but you're so excited to get there. Did you just notice my Boston accent totally came out right there? A wicked lot. You're driving a wicked lot, going from here to Palm Springs. When you're excited about what you're aiming for, you will be more likely to show up to do it, especially when the stuff is going to be, mundane, like doing laundry, okay? Notice that. 2 things I also want to just let you know about. One is I have a Destination Decluttered email mailing list. If you like what I'm doing right here and you want more of this for free, and even if you want to pay for coaching, the number one thing to do is to get on my mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. All you do is put your email address in, promise that you're not a robot, hit that button. You get a automatic welcome email that has a habit tracker attached to it as a thank you gift. Also, you get invited to a monthly free Zoom call. This is also where, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching with me, if you want me to be your coach, I do that on Zoom. So I coach people from around the country, around the world. And the number one way you do that is to sign up for a consultation. And the people on the email mailing list get first dibs on the consultations. Now, they knew that I put a bunch of consultations on my calendar recently. I know I have a few that are open for tomorrow. So if you go to destinationdecluttered.com and you see work with me, there's going to be a big bunch of like honking orange buttons that say like schedule your consult. A calendar will pop up, and you can select if you're interested in doing it. I have some times that I have available to do consults. One thing I want to mention too that somebody pointed out to me real quick, and then I'll get back to the questions and stuff, is that if you're looking at the consultation calendar and you're not in the Eastern time zone, up in the corner is a little thing that shows the time zone. That's a drop down menu. You can change it to your time zone so you can see what the time is in case it gets confusing. Okay. So anyhow, enough of the little, the commercial break. Back to this. Okay. Okay. Are you comfortable with an ADD autistic trying to learn? My kiddo and I am not able to connect on it. I deal with clients who have many different, I have ADD in my family, ADHD really, and many people in my family, probably myself included. And yeah, to me, it's finding a way that works with the way your brain works to get the process that you want. Okay. All right. What else do we have here? I love the fact too, and I always want to thank the people who are on these TikToks that I do, that you, the folks who are helping people out as I'm answering one question, that you are also kind of going back and forth with people and helping other friends. So thank you for helping out your fellow human being. I appreciate that. All right, now what have we got here? Let me doing things. Okay. Terry says, I have no problem getting rid of things I no longer use or need. I just don't know how to get rid of it. Now, I'm curious about that. I would like to think that you have some thrift stores and charities in your area. Could you drive those items to those places and donate them? I would offer that. What else do we have? That's a way to do it. How have I tuned into so many of your lives but never heard breathe down, chunk down, write down? Pastor LG, I don't know. I'm often talking about overwhelmed to down, and maybe I had said it before and you had missed it. Maybe now is the exact right time for you to have heard it. Check it out. All right. Yeah, even there, buy nothing groups have put a free put a free sign out on your lawn and pile stuff out. Doing things, you know. Oh, there we go. What else do we have here? How can I? Okay. I don't know how many items I have. How do you categorize it? Categorizing, categories. Okay, categorizing. I've got shoes is a category. Clothing is a category, but it can be, anything can be subdivided. I've got sandals. I've got boots. I've got sneakers. I've got closed-toed shoes. Clothing can be categorized. I've got dresses. I've got, what have I got? I got a bunch of dresses. Yeah, a bunch of dresses here because my pants and shirts and unmentionables are in the other room. Notice the categories. Put all my, and when you categorize things, you're going to categorize them in a way that makes sense to you. Okay? I love it. Somebody just said they stopped buying books and go to the library to get free audiobooks. So cool. I need a junk room I need help with, says Jules 055. Notice, Jules, I'll offer you, what do you want to do? When you picture that room, how do you want it to look, feel, and function? And then that's what you're working towards. A little bit at a time, over and over again. All right. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, that's cool. Roxanne is saying, my kids are 24 and cannot get rid of some of their toys. Can they not get rid of them, or are you the one not getting rid of them? Regardless, you also say, now my niece comes over to play with them, so that's cool. There we go. Okay. What do we have? Yes, so somebody just, yay, another night live. Yes, Jelly Bee. I will endeavor to do one of these once a week. I'm going to experiment with different time. My schedule for TikTok lives is different all the time. But what I do, in case you're interested in when I'm doing a TikTok live, first, again, I'm going to be a little, get on the mailing list. People on the mailing list already knew this before everybody else. But after I send it to the mailing list people and they have the opportunity to get all the consultations and everything, I open it up to the public. And when I do that, what I do is there is a TikTok video pinned to the top of my TikTok page. So when you go to like or follow my TikTok page, you will see that it will say Destination Decluttered, like the email, the TikTok live schedule for this week. Now, next week, I will not be doing an evening TikTok live because I'm going to be doing an evening Zoom live that you're all invited to, a free Zoom with me for an hour. Just like this, I will most likely be sitting in a chair, not talking about shoes and things. But the only way you get the Zoom invite for that is to get on the mailing list. So next week's evening edition is going, look, there's like sparkly stuff. Thank you. Is to just get on the mailing list, and it's free. I just do this because it's just, a smaller group of people is usually a lot more manageable. Okay? Okay, I love this. GGX2000, because it says, do you feel like we should just do tops one day, shoes another, or dump the whole closet? OMFG. Do not dump the whole closet. All you're going to do, now I will say this, when I talk about clutter, and I talk about the 3 levels, surface, stored, and sentimental, your stored clutter, by necessity, will need to be spread out a bit so you can make a decision so you can see what you have to make a decision. Part of doing stored clutter is the mantra, it's going to look temporarily worse before it looks permanently better, but don't make it worse looking than it has to. Chunk it down. Notice I said one of the things to do is chunking it down. So your gut was right. Do tops one day, and then put the ones that you want to save back where they belong. Do shoes the next day. The ones you don't want, you put them in a thing to get rid of, in any way you do, and then you hang the other ones up. Do it bit by bit so you don't dump everything out and do all the things, because then you're going to run out of steam. You're going to be and then you're going to probably need to go, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed by all the stuff that's now out of my closet. Because notice when you do the decluttering, you can tell it's getting late because I'm stumbling over my words. But late, I know it's not even 9 o'clock. I just mean it's been a long day. Okay? So just notice that you will need to spread out your items in order to sort them. So therefore, it's going to take up room. Factor in time where you put that stuff back together after you've made a decision and put away the things you want to keep. Do that. Notice I said, what is this thing? Do I want it? If I want it, where does it go? If I don't want it, where does it go? Okay. All right. Yeah. Notice Gwami is saying, that's good advice. I have so much everywhere, so it's overwhelming. I can notice I can sense by just the words you choose to describe your items that you're overwhelmed. So much, everywhere. I like to think of them, they're a bit of a dramatic word. They have a little dramatic flair. I have so much everywhere, all the time, I like to have fun with it. I'm not making fun with you. I'm having fun with you. Because when you notice it, when you catch yourself, you put your little traffic cop hand out, as I like to say, wait a minute. I'm being dramatic. I have a bunch of stuff, but I don't have everything all the way. Shh, shh, shh. It's okay. That's the overwhelm. You calm down, you quiet it down, you write it down, you chunk it down. Calm your nervous system. 3 deep breaths. Breathe down. Feel better, do better. Okay, chunk it down is all you need. Yeah, better to do that and set yourself up for success than try to do too much and run out of steam. Okay. Chicky Boom is asking about paper. I think I did a paper TikTok, but I'll happy. Again, how you declutter one place is how you declutter everything. Categorize. And notice you said all of the paper is getting you overwhelmed. Comes in daily, yep, but you already started to categorize it. Mail, flyers, schoolwork, artwork. Those are 4 categories. What do you want to do with the artwork? What do you want to do with it? Do you want to keep it? Do you want to get rid of it? The schoolwork, do you need to keep it? Do you need to give it away? Flyers, do you want to keep it? Do you want to give it away? Mail, what do you need to do with it? It's the same process. I do that so that it's simple to remind you, you know how to do this. You do. You just need some, you not even need, you could benefit from. It would be easier for you if you had some processes and systems in place and ways to think about it to remind yourself, better thought, feels better, do better. Oh yeah, I can do this. Notice that. There we go. Jennifer is saying, I started taking pictures of kids' artwork, so I keep one. Yeah. So yeah, everybody, you've got a little traffic cop. This is how I like to think of it. And this kind of integrates with the life coaching that I love to talk about or integrate into my own life, is that we have neural pathways. We have pathways in our brain that are our habits, that are, it's like you don't know how to do something, and then when you learn how to do it, it kind of, paves a road in your brain to get you to go there so that you don't have to think about it all the time. You just do it, like driving a car. Okay? So when you say that, when you have habits, you need to interrupt them. I am a professional interrupter. And my job as a coach, and even on these things, is to interrupt it. I'm like your loving traffic cop to notice when you're going to go down the wrong path. If you go further, you're going to get overwhelmed. So let's stop it right now. Loving little traffic cop hand, like a little Keystone Cop, and then redirect the traffic. Stop the traffic that leads you to overwhelm. Stop it right there. Redirect it to the destination that's going to feel better. And you stop that. And then that's usually when you can take 3 deep breaths. You can calm down. You can write it down. There's all sorts of things. You can get your body involved. There's all sorts of ways of getting your nervous system in a better place so that you can feel better, think better, feel better, and do better. Okay? If you're interested in a consultation, you go to my website. Somebody's asking. DestinationDecluttered.com. It says work with me. And there should be some big orange buttons that say sign up for a consultation. Leads you to a calendar. It's a pretty organic process. There are a handful of dates that are available between now and the next 2 weeks. I update them about every week, every 2 weeks. So if you don't see anything that works with you now, you can check back. Also, I will say this. Get on the mailing list, because the mailing list people always get first dibs. They get first choice on all of the consultations. They get invited to the Zooms. I've done some workshops about time management that I call breeze blocking, that gives you time and space in your calendar, in your life, to do the things you want to do. So you're not always saying, oh my God, I'm always doing something, that you have time to rest, If the whole apartment is cluttered, where would you suggest to start? How about this? Here's another way of chunking it down. There are 3 levels of clutter, the way I coach. Surface clutter, stored clutter, sentimental clutter. Start with your surfaces. You're going to need a clear horizontal surface in order to go through your stored clutter. So it would behoove you to clear off floors, tables, desks, countertops, anything that is a horizontal surface in your home that has stuff in it that it doesn't belong there. That's a wonderful place to start, in one room. Chunk down your whole apartment into one room. Basically, the chunking down of anything is getting it to a smaller place so that your brain goes from, I can't do this, it's too much, to, oh, that's not that big a deal. I can do this. And then you start. Okay? So just notice that. All right, what do we have? We only got 5 minutes left. I love it, Jay Teresa. I probably missed all that was going on, but somebody says, and it feels so good. That's the whole reason I even show up. Because when you think better and feel better, you're going to do better. And not just for yourself, but for the people around you, for the concentric circles, that the wonderful ripple effect you will have on the world when you feel better and do better in your life. And that starts with thinking better. And when it helps you to have a house that looks and feels and functions like you want it to. Cool thing is, I gotta show off about my coaching because I love it so much, is what I teach you isn't just restricted to applying to decluttering your home and your items. It is a different way of thinking about everything so you can apply it to everything in your life. You know, what do I want? I want to go on vacation, destination vacation. What do I need to do to get there? Find a destination I'm excited about, then research it and then take little baby steps every day. You know, destination, work on my posture. You know, I want to what do I need to do? Find some exercises and do them. You know, and then I show up and I do them even though it's boring, and I track it until it becomes a habit, and then I start to notice the results. It's really not that difficult, you guys. It really isn't. And one of the things I will say, if you want me as your one-on-one coach, I can tell you a couple things. That is my paid coaching. I do a 10-week package, 1 hour a week for 10 weeks on Zoom. Or, you know, if we need to skip a couple of weeks, I'm very flexible about stuff, you know, especially with people who have signed up for the paid coaching. But it's always 10 sessions, a package of 10 sessions, and we just concentrate on you. What is the specific thing that's jamming you up? What's going to make the greatest difference to you? Where's where you get tripped up? What's the thing that you need some help with? You. It's not about everybody who shows up on a TikTok that I always, you know, notice that I have to speak at a certain generality because I want to help everybody, but the best way and the quickest way is paid one-on-one coaching, you know? And here's the great thing too, I will share this with you. The consultation, which is free, is really just for me to find out what you are struggling with, to ensure that what you're struggling with is something I can help you with. I will promise you that if you are struggling with something that I know that I don't believe I can help you with love and encouragement, I will help you and help you get some ideas of what to do if I'm not the right coach for you. But if I'm the right coach for you, man, if we feel like it's going to work, it will work, and it's going to be amazing. You can read the testimonials on my page. The difference it can make to just show up and start to think and do things differently than you have been. To allow yourself to realize that you can make changes, how freaking powerful it is to realize you can change your life. Okay? So notice that. Oh, all right, you booked one for next week. Okay, I'm sitting here on my floor, but as soon as I get up very slowly and creakily, because I've been sitting cross-legged for the last half hour, or last almost hour, I will send you the confirmation emails. So yes, anybody who wants a consultation, get on my website. There we go. A lot on the floor, tables and stuff. Every little bit helps. That is one of my mantras. Every little bit helps, because it's so true. Do not get overwhelmed. Overwhelm keeps you stuck. Overwhelm discourages you. Overwhelm drains out your energy. What I want to say is a little bit at a time, baby steps, is I can do that. I can do that for 20 minutes. I can do just that table. I can just do this. Then you realize, instead of being stuck, instead of being frozen, paralyzed, overwhelmed, you have now regulated your nervous system, feeling better, thinking better, doing better, taking action, whereas before you might have just sat there and said, I don't know what to do, so, I don't know, I'm going to scroll on TikTok, right? Now, there's a time and a place for hanging out and letting your brain just go, and, learn some things on TikTok. There's nothing wrong with that. That's where I get my clients, is TikTok, because I love it so much. I will probably be, after I get up from here and do a few things, getting in my fuzzy pajamas and, go scroll on TikTok myself. But I'm doing it because I want to, not because I'm avoiding doing things I don't want to do. Okay? All right. I hope this has been helpful, you guys. I love it. Mama Kimbo is saying, I cleaned out a cupboard and drawer once a day, 20 minutes a day. Every little bit helps. You always feel frozen? Here, move your body then. Anytime you feel frozen, say, nope, not anymore. I'm going to put on some music. I'm going to dance around. There you go. This would be a great gift for my grown daughter too. Hey, you know what? I will say this. I'm joking where it's, I had a client, actually, no, she's not a client. I'm her client. It's my tax person. And she was saying, I always ask every year for Christmas, I say to my husband, I just want a decluttered house. Decluttering coaching makes a great gift. Because the great thing is that it doesn't just last for that 10-week session or the 20s or 30. I have people that are getting such amazing results with coaching that they sign up for another 10 and another 10. I'm there for you. But what I want to offer you too is when you learn to think different and act differently, think differently and act differently, it's not just for the 10 weeks we're together during coaching, it's for the rest of your life. So if you start to divide up how much it costs, which is a very reasonable cost, trust me, some people have been amazed at how they think it's expensive. Other people think it's a complete steal. I feel really good about what I charge. It will increase as I, gain more followers and things like that. But what I will say is it lasts for the rest of your life. It's like learning how to drive a car. It's like learning how to drive a car. You do something, it feels weird at first. You don't think you're going to get it. You get frustrated. But then when you show up, it becomes easier and easier, and then it's something that's going to benefit for the rest of your life. Actually, I will say this, Susan D. What happens if the recipient of the gift is reluctant? Okay, very good question. I'm just gonna give this a smidge, and I'm gonna sign off. The people who will benefit from coaching are the people who want to change. If you don't want to change, it will not work. You have to want to do it. Have you ever tried to change yourself? It's very hard to change yourself. It's near impossible to change somebody else. You have to be ready on many levels in order for it to work. So just notice that. If the recipient of the gift is reluctant, maybe they're afraid they can't change, maybe they don't want to change. I don't know. Tell anybody you think is struggling with clutter that that you think could benefit from it. Tell them to come watch some of my TikTok videos or sign up for my mailing list. See if they like the way I describe and help people, and that may encourage them that they can believe that they can change. I'm here. I come up at 100%. I believe that anybody who wants to change their clutter can change it. Boom. There we go. Yeah. I write down a lot of what I need to get done. I need to be more realistic and forgiving when I don't meet it. Completely. Writing it down and getting stuff done is a plan. It's a hope. It's a promise. Celebrate everything you do get done, and don't beat yourself up about the stuff you don't get done. There we go. I love it. Somebody says, for nonstop motivation, listen to Beth's TikTok lives uploaded to YouTube. Okay, thank you very much. User 82746294100235. Okay, and on that note, hello everybody. I see some people just drive. Oh, hey, Bonnie Esther, nice to see you. I see some people just tuning in. I am actually signing off because it's I've been on for an hour now, but my name is Beth. Please just remember, Destination Decluttered. Okay, Destination Decluttered. Here on TikTok, if you are interested in learning how to declutter in a fun way, I show up. I do TikTok lives. Get on my mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I work on Zoom with people. That is my paid product that I do. I do one-on-one coaching with people. All the information about that is on my website, destinationdecluttered.com. And I am doing another TikTok live, I think on Friday. Let me see. Where do we go? Actually, anybody who, I talk about breeze blocking your day. This is totally my breeze blocks. Yeah, Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. It's posted at the top of my TikTok page. There's a pinned post that says TikTok live schedule. TikTok live schedule between now and next week, so you can look at that. I need to sign off now because my legs are falling asleep, okay? Speaking of falling asleep, everybody have a wonderful evening. It was so good to hang out with you all. I look forward to helping you, and you got this. You can do it. You can drive your life in any direction, so why not drive in the direction of your dreams, okay? And I will see you later. And gosh, you do not want to see me getting up all creaky from sitting here in my cross-legged position, all right? I'll see you. Bye-bye, Patty. We'll see you. Boop. Oh, wait, wrong button. There we go. Ending now. See ya.